Every musician wants to be in a recording studio and record music. At the same time, after the recording, they expect a great results. But there's something else between these two ends. We call it editing and mixing. Let's get started. In today's video, we are going to concentrate on 5 pillars of editing. Our approach towards editing today is going to be slightly different. This is a part 2 video of our editing section with our intro music to our intro video. Today, we are going to edit music in a fast tempo, and we are going to talk about the essence of editing and why is it so important to do such thing before mixing. This is what we have so far. Alright, so today our journey starts when we introduce the concept of a section what we call intro music stay. Intro music stay, it's a section, it's a sequence designed to exist underneath the speaker. So this is the moment when I, with my voice and microphone, are going to introduce a concept of the day, what we are going to do, what we are trying to accomplish, what we will pay attention to, and the benefits coming from that time together. Okay, so this music kind of cooks underneath these words. So of course the dynamics, they have to go down tremendously, but at the same time, it has to cook well. Since we are dealing with drums, bass, and the guitar only, it would be wonderful to time them up. So quickly we are going to address the problems. I'm looking at the screen and I see these imperfections. Like for example, this note, you see, it's off the alignment. So what do? We just bring them back. So these nuances will have a tremendous impact on the entire music. it would be very wise for us to fix those little imperfections in the drum set. The bass grooves with the drum set. If the drum set is off, the bass player is confused. Okay? The bass player uses the drum set like a click and kind of wants to groove with it. If the drum set is off, the bass will be off. It's that simple. The process is painful, but also very rewarding. Our ear training and imagination grows and expands upon those challenges what we face, which means you become aware and stronger, not only with your performance, but also with your ear training. All right. Let's take a listen now. Okay, so we just established that rhythmic foundation for the bass playing. Now, since we mentioned the bass, why don't we unleash the bass with the drum set? If we concentrate on bass only, we are going to end up in a situation that the bass track will be polished, but not in a relationship to the drum set. They're supposed to communicate with each other. Any form of imperfection should come from that relationship rather than individual playing. So keep it in mind when you mix the bass, always compare it with the drum set. See, this is the biggest. The second note. That's the section. Okay, so this note is 2. It's still too soon. Let's talk about waveform. Each track, each instrument creates one of these. VST Plugins, there's no difference. But the characteristics for each instrument are slightly different. When it comes to the bass, we are looking for this warmth. Warmth could manifest, we call it a peak of the waveform. Warmth manifests not at the beginning, not at the end, but somewhere after the beginning. Which means there's a certain approach. The musician plays the string, and the string doesn't present that woof immediately. Which means it's like milliseconds. There is a target settlement, if you wish. I'm looking for that settlement. Settlement in bass, it's everything to me. The beginning of the sound doesn't represents it or doesn't guarantee me that this warmth is gonna manifest right away. We use VST plugins as a MIDI samples. So when you organize them perfectly, the MIDI starts here, the MIDI starts here, the MIDI starts here. But that warmth won't show up right away. So if I move my target slightly to the left, to start just a little bit earlier, this could help me to tie my bass playing with the drum set. How cool is that? But for that reason. Bong dee bong. So I'm looking at this settlement, bong, and this settlement's supposed to settle exactly with the bass drum. Exactly, boom, ka, bong, and there's a bass drum, boom, after that, boom, pa, bong. So if you chop the timing into 16 notes, boom, pa, bong, bom, pa, da, this one. Much better. Nice. And there's a repetition of the same. This air thing, it's related to our previous sequence, so I wouldn't worry about it. Now, the guitar. Let's take a listen first. This one, it's behind. Much better. Do not be afraid of putting a dirt into your music. The music is organic. The music is spacious. It depends what kind of music you play. However, there is a tight and there's a different kind of tight. Okay? So using your ear, it's extremely important because the software suggests one thing, fix it. Your ear says, I love this dirt. This dirt makes it very unique, one of the kind. I'm gonna keep it. Huge difference. When it comes to the guitar, we love those little imperfections. You see, like this note. Okay. Now we finally can hear it, and it shows us what it does. bass. From here, we've got click instead of drum set, so we can compare click with the bass and the bass with the guitar. It's all about the how melodic the instrument is. Pop, deep, deep, pong. Beautiful. Even though we entered this puzzle just a little bit earlier. Oh, beautiful. It gives this musical effect. And let's just raise the volume of that note. You see, even though this note is faster than the other ones, you see it starts just a little bit sooner. It creates this nice effect. I would love to keep that. Just a little bit sooner. Too soon. Beautiful. And this is the beginning. Beautiful. Now, I want you to pay attention to this section. You see how this note is behind? Let's listen. Beautiful. Yeah. So this note manifests just right after the punch and basically extends that statement. Beautiful. All right, let's take a listen. This section, 3 instruments: drum set, bass, guitar. And voila, we have a section called sequence number 2. Music is personal and also emotional. When we compose music or play music, our emotion kind of goes with it. There is a chance that being so emotional, we are going to miss hearing some mistakes on and also imperfections. When we go to editing mode, we can actually concentrate on cleaning that section, which means no emotion, nothing personal. It's just execution, cleaning the dirt out of the music. There is 5 pillars. What are important to us? Why we should do this kind of work before mixing? Number 1, finalize the project. Final decisions. Which means we will have an opportunity to listen the whole arrangement and double check if the arrangements make sense, the harmony movement makes sense, all the instrumentation and everything what we included in that project. It gives us a certain perspective, what works, what doesn't. I can't tell you how many times in the past I listened it from the editing perspective and made immediate adjustments. This is unnecessarily, this is out. Let's add something here, let's eliminate this section needs some love. Basically, we become aware of the reality of that music. So it's very powerful and we really recommend it. Number 2, reduce, eliminate any mistakes. We are dealing with harmony in music. Harmony movement creates sentences. You dive into those sentences, individual voicings, and see if the notes kind of go with the desirable harmony movement. If not, you change them, eliminate them, erase them, fix them. So we are talking about not only the pitch of the note, but articulation and the length of it as well. So it's a very valuable tool to kind of have in your disposal. Number 3, alignment between voicings and tracks. Through editing mode, I will have a chance to look at my tracks' relationships. If they start in a certain point, if they end in a certain point, how they interact with each other, and the voicings what we included inside the harmony movement make sense with one to another. Okay, so once again we are diving into that harmonic sound of your music, and it allows you to kind of double check if everything makes sense. Number 4, double check on the relationships, volume, articulation, timing, harmony movement. Through editing mode, my ear is tuned towards a specific target. I pull out the bass, I pull out the guitar, I compare how they respond to each other, I fix the problems, the alignments, articulation. We just mentioned it. So it allows me to like a triple check on the work before I send it to mixing. Okay? Which means I have a chance to polish my music before I send it forward. The last thing you want to do is to hear the final result of your work, and every time you hear certain area, it's like, I wish I fixed that. But now you can't. Why? It's printed and it's already sold. Number 5. This work gives us peace of mind and green light to move forward. This triple thing, checking thing, gives us this peace of mind that I did everything I could to polish my tracks before printing. Then you receive the final result, you listen, and you discover, some imperfection here and there. But in your subconscious mind, you know for certain that you did everything you could to avoid those, which means your acceptance will be much easier to digest than before. Green light to move forward stands for the music is ready for mixing. The mix engineer embraces it, right? And then you go to the next stage, which is basically mastering. You went through a certain process, and the process started by cleaning the house. Your 5 pillows are in the books.